Alright, let's switch the slides. Can you hear me at the back? I think I'm fucking louder than your mic, motherfucker. Alright, so the company I run now, it's called Lead Ventures. 1337 is pronounced lead. And like you said just now, that is my filtering mechanism to know how tech focused you are. You guys know why it's called lead, right? You know when you get the alphabets are represented by numbers. So that's lowercase l, E-E-T, lead being the short form for elite being the best. So we're not saying that we are the best, well, sort of, of course we are the best, but we invest into the best minds in the country itself. It's a very hacker term, the word elite itself. So I'm just going to get to the chase itself. So the issue with most things is, or initiatives out there, everyone always fucking focuses on actions, right? The government fucking does an event, it's always fucking events. Events are not going to make things happen. They assume that these actions of events is going to cause some kind of outcomes, and suddenly, because of some programs coming up, everyone's going to be a fucking lucrative startup. Well, fuck you, ain't going to happen, right? You've been fucking trying to do this shit for how many years? 1 week of events, it's not going to fucking change a thing. An annual event where you're bringing 5,000 fucking people, it's not going to change a fucking thing, right? The whole idea is to go back. You got to go back a few steps further. I know there's some parts of the government is trying to do this, but they do it with other intentions also. So it's always quite slow. And that's why we started iTrain in the first place. iTrain was the whole idea of basically trying to do a stopgap measure. We focused on actions first, but then we slowly went down the stack. So today we have about 300 universities in Indonesia licensing our content. So we basically get them at the uni level. But that's still not enough. We even launched a program called iTrain Kids, where we go down to the 8-year-old kids level itself and start teaching them entrepreneurship, app development, game development, and start structuring their minds from that age itself. I started coding at the age of 6 because my dad's a programmer. So if I could do that back then at the age of 6, imagine what people could do right now at the age of 8 with the kind of tools that you had that just made things so much simpler to build stuff. So you got to get down lower the stack. And this is the pyramid that we've always thought about, how to create success. It's not just fucking hard. It's not hard at all. The whole idea is this is the stack that we thought of. You start with the attitude and the skills. So this is what we typically call your grassroots programs, right? So yeah, the government does some kind of interesting programs out there. We try to get the right, but you get down to the base of getting mass of people trained to figure out who has the right attitude. It's all about survival of the fittest. And from there you escalate them, you find the guys with the right attitude, you take them to the next level, and you give them the skills. Some of them have some skills, the idea is to polish it, or show them skills that they never thought they could acquire, or pick up. So that's where the skills come in. So if you talk about existing programs in the market, you could say that the one-net program that the Magic basically did is about the attitude. I'm going to be pro-government at this point in time. Skills will be the Magic Academy. So they're sort of like filtering the right people with the right attitude. What do they mean? That means you fucking pay $150 to go for this event. That's really a kind of filter. Not everyone will put money to the table and learn stuff, right? So you teach you the right skills, and then it's about taking them to the tactical platform. That means you've got to learn the right processes and get the right knowledge in. So this is where we come in as an accelerator. We're not a fucking incubator, right? I'm not an incubator. What's the difference? I'll tell you about it later. Building a business, thinking of business models, revenue models, and just building shit, and building shit fast. That's something that local or the Southeast Asia startups don't do enough. You don't fucking build it fast enough. Everyone takes their goddamn time to build shit. If you want to build a traditional company, fucking go ahead and do that. Take 10 years to build fucking jobs for you, then sell it for 0.9 billion. But if you want to be a high-tech, high-growth startup, the idea is you got to do it fast. Because the investors, when they come in, they want their money back, right? So if they want your money back fast, you got to do it fast to get to the next level, next level, next level. So it's either you want to go the startup route, with what you see on the TV shows like Silicon Valley and HBO stuff and all, or you want to build traditional businesses. It's two different things. Try not to mix that up. So eventually then, they go up the stack and you become a successful company. So we've got even a program on the knowledge level where we created an accelerator that is very vertical centric. So the idea was that traditional companies and startups, B2B has never been sexy. But to be a B2B startup, you have to come from the B2B space. You have to have been in a certain industry, recognized, so you can use my connections itself. So I picked a startup that was kind of mature, had an interesting product for the B2B space, and then I gave them access into Post Malaysia, Cyberview, MMU, Telecom Malaysia. You want to do a billing system for them. So we did a bridge between that. Now you sit down with these consultants, the product managers, the technical guys in those companies, and they help you align your products towards what they need to consume it. So they're helping you structure your application into what they basically need itself. So that's on the knowledge front. And then we find that when you go through that stack and build them on top of those things, these companies may not raise $1 billion immediately, but they'll be sustainable. So all our startups through the last about 18 to 24 months are still today the same startups. They're self-fulfilled. They basically are making some kind of revenue stream, and they're not scraping at the bottom of the barrel. So there is a structure to build a profitable, a sustainable business. But if you want to be the startups that you see on TV, then it's all about the speed. You do it faster, you get there faster itself. But you can't just fucking take a back seat. You can't fucking moonlight and say, I don't want to leave my comfy job on the side, but I still want an investor to cut me a fucking check of $1 million. Ain't fucking gonna happen. What is an incubator in real life? The English term anyone knows? What's the word incubator? What does it mean?
Hatching eggs.
Hatching fucking eggs, right? When you sit on it, that's it. Someone's gonna fucking sit on you. So that's what it is. Someone's sitting on you. You're sitting in a goddamn fucking space. You're fucking paying money. You're paying them to sit in their stupid space and to just be there forever so they can collect fucking rent. Doesn't seem like a big deal to me. So an accelerator, so you saw my profile, I fucking love driving fast. I will get from my house in Bangsa to Cyberjaya in 12 minutes. When my fiance lands from a plane in the airport, she calls me, I've just landed, I'll fucking leave my house, and I'll be there before she even fucking walks out the gate. I can clear the next highway in fucking 2 minutes itself. I live fast shit. And that's what an accelerator does. It fucking does things fast. You come to a program with a little bit of a to give a talk. So it's very ad hoc. We already know our fucking process. We know what's going to happen across the next 100 fucking days, and we've got milestones for you to present to VCs, investors, or just customers that may want to acquire a tech, and we're the first to basically roll it out. So it's very intense. That's why the word is called accelerate. We get you to that point faster. The whole idea is, within 3 months, I want you out the goddamn door, so I can bring another fucking team in. That's the whole idea. So we normally do a 3+3. The first 3 months is to basically get your product out to a minimum viable product that's enough to get out there. But it doesn't mean that you only ship at 3 months. You're shipping at the first month, you're shipping at the fucking second month, and you're shipping at the fucking third month too. It's just different iterations. So a lot of startups, it's never enough. You would wait 6 months before you say that it has to be perfect for me to ship the product out there. That's what we build service packs for, right? We can build a minimum viable product, and you can update it, you can update it, you can update that. Everything can be fucking perfect. It never exists. So it's my job to kick your ass in the program and get you to ship and ship and ship and ship. And that's the only way you're going to find out what works, what doesn't work itself. So this is how an accelerator works. We have an intake. We normally do it in what we call cohorts. It's like going into a university itself. We've got an intake in March and one in September. It's an open process to everyone, but it's very highly competitive because we'll only pick maybe 5 to 10 companies that we want to work with itself. But we get about 300 to 400 applications itself. Okay? We do give you some kind of money. It's called a pre-seed investment, and it's usually for some exchange of equity. So it's not just the money is for the equity. The equity that we take is normally about 8%, but it's not just getting 50 grand from us. We're raising that amount now to $50,000 per team that we invest in. But you also get access to our connections. People in Google, people in Amazon. We have access to Amazon consultants that come to our offices, and they will disassemble your entire architecture, your infrastructure, and they tell you how to build it up from the ground up to basically capitalize on the cloud infrastructure itself. So we get access to a lot of things that you will not on your own because it's a bit more difficult to get that trust with that. So you leverage on our brand name. And of course we focus on not individuals, but smaller teams. So minimum you need 2 guys to come into a program. I will not just take an idea guy, and I will no way in hell just take 1 tech guy. Minimum you need the 2 guys itself. So that's always the difficult part. And it's all about the time limit. So it's a structured program for 3 months, and in 3 months you have to basically get it out there itself. And of course we call them cohorts. It's each intakes. So why do startups apply? Of course, funding has always been one of the main reasons they come in. But they basically want to get also business and product advice. We give them a lot of insights into game development and come in and advise them. Within 4 months, we got them on Fast Company, and we haven't announced it, but we just closed $600,000 for them. Just like that, in 4 months, they basically got that, right? You get brand connections to people like Apple, Google, and all that stuff. And of course, connections for future investments. We invite you to our pool of network of angel investors and other VCs that may want to put money in you. And of course, it's also a validation. If you get into an accelerator because they have such strict criteria to get in, you sort of like to slap that brand on top of you. I'm a lead startup. So if I could get into lead, that means you're a bit of a different kind of startup in the country itself. Okay? And of course, you get the whole support group and the discipline to make sure that you hit your milestones. Because if you have to do this on your own, in hell like in a I've seen thousands and thousands of startups release stuff in 3 months if they were trying to do it at themselves. It's very difficult. Okay? So because we sell on this whole government funding programs and all, it's not that they were bad guys coming in to pitch, but it just seemed like they had no fucking clue what they were doing. Okay, it's not that they were bad guys, but just the idea. The idea is alright, but just not fantastic. So I asked myself a lot of times, like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with the Malaysian startups? I mean, they're not even fucking startups, this is the guy with an idea. Are they that fucking clueless, or they just didn't bother? And I found out that a lot of them that was coming for these government programs especially, they just seriously didn't know. They didn't come from the background, they didn't come from the space. Some of them just genuinely didn't know what the hell they had to do to basically go from an idea to something a little bit more than not an idea itself, okay, MVP. So that's why we actually launched this program called Alpha Startups. The idea was to validate an idea before the funding program, before you come for it itself. The idea was to go across the whole Southeast Asia. So you come to a 5-day program if we select you itself. So again, in terms of filtering the attitude, what we make you do is, we ask you to do a video pitch. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. Not everyone wants to basically record themselves on video and put it on YouTube. So we make you do that. If we like your idea on the YouTube, or we think your idea is just really bad, we might also take you in and see, to show some of them, they actually think the idea is fantastic, but it's actually utterly horrible. So the idea is to show you why it's horrible. So when you go through a 5-day program, the first 2 days is focused on customer development, where you actually go see your customers and you basically try and sell them an idea that you have not even built. And you can do that, so we show you how to do that. And then the next 2 days we do what we call a design sprint. I show you how you can paper prototype the entire product itself. You can even put it into an app. There are certain apps we can use to take for the functional item itself. You could show it now to your customers and see whether they like it more. And then the last day focuses on channels to market. So they're saying that if you were to take this to the market, how would you start? Where would you address? Because that's something that we really stress in all our particular startups itself. Marketing starts from fucking day -1, right? You got to start way before you even want to start. It's the whole idea of when I launch, I should already have a base of users that's been waiting for my product. So it's all about the traction, as they call it. So that's what we teach them how to do. So you do all this in 5 days, and then we do a demo day to basically see if there's something that we want to take on further, or one of our partners that want to take this on further. Okay, sounds a bit bad. So I just want to talk about the landscape in terms of funding. I spoke to some people the other day, and they had cradle funding, which is great, sort of. But I asked them, what are you going to cradle? And they looked at me like, I asked them such a fucking stupid question. They were like, what else is there? I mean, a lot of people actually think that cradle is only for the font. But at the bottom here is a fund called IPCC that gave you 50,000. Today, this week it's been announced to be 60,000. There's Icon DEP. It's called the Icon Developer Assistance Program. They go everywhere from 50,000 to 200,000. So the first two is from MDEP. That's free fucking money. No equity, no issues at all. And then comes Cradle with 150,000 and the Cradle for 500. So if you wanted to develop something, they all cover development. Cradle's 500 still gives you some amount that you can use for development itself. Okay? If you wanted to do something in the creative space, now Cradle will say, yes, they do creative, but they fucking don't understand creative at all if they've even shot them in the face. IPCC was the fund that was created for the creative industry itself. They do games, they do animations, they do digital comics and things like that. But if you wanted to basically say, this money that I have, I want to spend it also to do some kind of validation. This developer assistant program funding, 200,000. They go like, nope, you can't spend it on Facebook ads. No way. All this 200,000 is for you to enjoy for your salary itself. You can't spend it. So of course you got to think of creative ways, right? You take it as a salary, then you spend it back in your own. But you can't allocate a line item to say that this money is for marketing. They're trying to figure that out right now, but they've been doing it for the last 3 years trying to figure it out. So maybe next year they will basically roll that out. But for now, you can't do that. So where we came in to fill the gap was to take that whole piece of the pie. We want to do the development stuff. We want you to make sure that you spend certain amount of your money also for marketing. So we have a way to split the funding that we give you and force you to do a marketing campaign, because we want to teach you how to do growth hacking so that eventually you can figure out this on your own itself. So it's strictly mandatory to spend the money, and we understand the creative sector, and we basically go into every sector itself. So in IPCC, I think they have a intake coming on this month and next month. Icon Dep is always rolling, so you got to just check their website when you want to get in. And yeah, they all allow foreigners. So as long as you got one local guy in the team, a foreigner can get funded. They are open to that these days already. So it's not strictly only for Malaysians. So in terms of our portfolio, we started with 10 games. These were games that we basically built itself. The idea why we went to games was, I'll get to that later on, but I just want to show you some snapshots of some of the games we built. So this was Agent RX. We had the guys from Sony actually fly down and look at this, and they were like, I can't believe 4 guys put this game together. I don't know if that was a fucking insult or a compliment, but the level of detail I went into the game was tremendous. These were 4 lecturers from Lim Kok Wing who decided that, instead of teaching people how to build games, I fucking want to build one itself. When we released this, instead of doing itself, we had non-stop flow of people banging on our door saying like, please allow us to review this game. I want to publish about this game itself. Every day, 2 to 3 different things came in. But the way it was designed, I guess it looks like a game itself. It went to, again, these were some of the risks we were willing to take itself, to try out teams with newfound ideas that a publisher would never touch, because it was a whole different kind of gameplay that nobody wanted. So this is now being re-released as an iPhone 6 Plus only game. So because it's a nice big screen, you could basically do that. To compete with every fucking game that goes in the store on a Friday as a refresh itself from Apple, they got number 13 in the top charts. Number 13 fucking globally itself. I mean, it's even US market itself. So it shows that, with proper structure, you could fucking figure it out. Okay? So if you look at the mobile gaming market, one of the reasons why we wanted to do that was Asia Pacific is close to 6 billion. That means US and Europe combined is still smaller than the Southeast Asia market for mobile gaming. But indie games are not profitable. 80% operate at a fucking loss. And 20% of them have ever even made more than $30,000 itself. Some of our games that we did, Chinese Zombie Wars, at one point of time, they were raking in easily 6,000 to 7,000 ringgit a day. Right? So they made their seed fund, they made everyone's seed fund back just by one team itself. They made a killing in that itself. Okay? So we did games. We're still working with the games, because some of the games, the production was really big. It takes about 12 months to build of these things itself. And that was a learning curve for us. And some of these game studios got so big, investors are coming in to take them to the next level itself. So we had enough. We wanted to diversify our portfolio, which was a social network. It was a social network for parents with newborn babies. Because people are sick of seeing cats on their wall. People are also sick of seeing baby photos on your fucking wall itself. So the whole idea was, he was a new dad, the developer, and people were just complaining like, seriously, could you just not fucking put pictures of your kid ever again on the wall? It's just annoying the rest of us, although they like it. So he thought, okay, maybe other parents were having the same issues. So he built a social network for that. And it's doing very well. They launched about 4 to 5 months ago, and they are basically growing at 10% user growth month on month. They are about 60,000 over users already towards Southeast Asia. Building the commerce wave, and so people who have pretty people will comment like, oh, fucking chill out, this is this, this is this, this is this. So that support thing was really good. How am I on time? Really bad? Yeah, no worries. I'm fine, right? ONS was the most interesting startup in terms of, remember that stack? It started to give it a try. So I took someone from the lowest pyramid itself, from the attitude. So I was one of the people who ran the OneNet program for the government. Fucking sellout, I know, but they fucking paid a bomb. So I did it. And this one guy just had a fucking idea during that group breakout session, workout session itself, and he decided to say, I want to build a Facebook of sports. Everyone was laughing at him, but he validated the idea, was kind of okay. And then about 2 months later on, he came to my doorstep with a dev team, and he was ready to pitch itself, saying that, I fucking got this together, I want to build this. And we took him in. And today, ONS exists. That I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it, But they're going to do like free futsal matches throughout the whole country. You can only book the futsal match through this app, and that's the ONS app. So they get distribution just like that. Okay. Tide Analytics was also very nice. They tried to be the Google of the offline world. So it's analytics for storefronts. We've got this running in a couple of malls based on that syllabus itself. So they actually have some interesting announcements. They're going to partner with a very famous company spin-off that worked with a lot of birds that were very pissed off, if you know what I mean. So basically create education content based on the IP that they're going to be launching itself. To a Malaysian fucking startup. How awesome is that? And of course, Warriby itself, 4 months, got onto Fast Company. You know, Louis Vuitton in France has a Business Times. They fucking wrote about them. We got people from France calling them saying, I want exclusive fucking distribution of Warriby in France. Thailand has called for distribution, pre-ordering 1 million fucking devices. Thailand, Taiwan, Japan, you name the country, everybody wants to distribute this itself. And just fucking 4 months in, they got that kind of traction. The whole idea is that is a fucking process, and it's the speed of execution. But whether they can go to the next level, that's a whole different story. I think I've got some of this. So this is what do you think is the most important one? Okay. I mean, some of you have heard of this part of the talk. I'm merging a couple of slide decks together. So let's talk about the idea first. But yeah, sometimes a little bit of the two. Ideas are not difficult. Ideas are not difficult. It's just you fucking make it difficult, right? Build shit that you already understand. So if you want to build a B2B startup, you're not in the B2B space. Can you do it? Can. Find another guy from the B2B space to fucking do in your startup. So that's the most annoying thing. People come to us, they pitch, I want to create a clinical medical system, clinical management system. I'm like, are you a fucking doctor? No. Is your dad a doctor? No. Your cousin, your relatives, anyone on your team a fucking doctor? No. We just want to build it. Well, why the fuck would you want to do that? Why would you just want to make your life so fucking hard? You fucking don't even understand the space. You want to build another fucking e-commerce. Do you fucking even understand fulfillment? Have you even done that before? You have not. Have you tested startup? I just want to take them in, but the founder is a dick. I can't fix attitude issues. You fucking won't, I mean, even I think Jimmy can sing praises about this shit, right? You hire a solid dev team, but they just fucking don't want to listen to you. They think you're so fucking all that. I'm like, I can't help you. You're just fucking going to crumble on your own itself. You'll be self-destructing the whole thing. So, but a bad idea with a good set of people, they'll fucking figure it out that this idea is crap, and they'll fucking pivot it itself. So that's the whole idea. So the whole thing is, just look at what people are trying to do, and build a better thing, and it doesn't suck. And okay to build stuff that's been built before, right? Every fucking day there's a new car fucking launch, right? We fucking have cars already, so why can't we fucking build another product that's the same? Every few months there's a new app in the store that's taking photographs, and it does very well. Every new time there's an app in the store that does, I think the most famous one is Overdone, is the to-do stuff, right? Keeping track of tasks. And I've seen a lot of them make a fucking $1 million just because they think of how to just do it better, faster, stronger. And that's fucking innovation, right? That's what innovation is. Take something that's fucking done already, build it bigger, better, faster, stronger. That's all what it takes. And fucking had songs built around that, right? Daft Punk, right? Never mind, they never got that. So look for that. And when you want to validate the idea, don't fucking pluck numbers from the sky. Actually go out and ask people stuff. You would be surprised at what people will tell you when you go to them. It's like, I want to build this for industry. They're not going to say, they will tell you so much when you basically just ask them. We're very reserved in Asia. If you don't go and ask, people won't fucking tell you, right? It's not like they don't want to share. It's just, you never ask. What should I tell you? I don't be so capable come tell you stuff that you don't even want to ask, right? So just go in and ask. It's pretty nice. And when it comes to the people, so these are the combinations where we see. Awesome team, crappy idea, can be saved. Super idea, crappy team. But just sometimes, that's why when you look at our intakes, they're very small. Because we look for the guys who just got the right shit together. It's just fucking epic working with them itself. Every day is a fucking fun day at the Accelerator because it's just a joy. Working with people that really want to do this shit. So a lot of people always ask us this question also. If I start, can I just be the biz guy? Or do I need to be the tech guy first? What do you think is more important to have? Can a biz guy learn the tech, or can the tech guy learn the biz?
The tech guy can learn.
The idea is you got to get it off the fucking ground first. And that's always the tech guy. It's faster for a tech guy to do it. But the idea is, can the tech guy think of an idea that's fantastic? So it's been done before. I mean, that's what fucking Facebook came from, a fucking dev guy, right? A tech guy itself. But then they had to bring the business guys in. So same thing goes with Wallaby. I'll openly tell you. Will they be the next guys to fucking run Wallaby to the next level? Fucking no, we know that. And the best thing is they know that. They know that I'm a product guy. I can build the tech. We've raised the fucking money already. Now they know that you got to get somebody else in. They got to bring the biz guy. And because they got the funding, they can hire some nice, fantastic fucking CEOs to come in and take them to the next level itself. But for the biz guy to want to get the tech guys in is a bit more harder. Tech guys are fucking very selective. Like Kevin, so fucking, what's the word? He has to fucking believe your cause. He's fucking got to be absorbed in your thing. I mean, he's a good guy. He fucking knows what he wants. But you can't get Kevin to just join your team and fucking say, I pay you 20,000. Kevin fucking say, fuck you. I've seen some of the stuff he does for dirt cheap, sorry. But he does it for cheap because he fucking believes in it. But that's the tech guys, the new tech guys that we basically have. But if you get the guys who just say, pay me, I'll do it, that's also a fucking issue. So every day they'll find another bugger to work for, and then you fall apart. So when we do the alpha startups, we get really great ideas because the biz guys come in. And then they don't get to go to the next level even after they validate because they can't find the fucking tech guys to want to work with them. So it's a very chicken and egg problem. So we found that, working with the tech guys, we can still help you. You can build stuff faster because you own the whole team. But learning the biz, to a certain extent, you'll have to fucking let go, right? You'll have to fucking let go eventually itself. So as long as you understand that and you're willing to let it go, you are on the verge to basically do something bigger and better. And then, of course, we just have to fucking admit this. Don't just do it because of all the hype you read on fucking TechCrunch and the Next Web and E27 and Tech in Asia. Like, ooh, it's so cool to be in a fucking startup space. I get a set of fucking bean bags and attend events that cost me $150, right? Really know if this is for you. Because, if everyone's a fucking startup, the whole fucking country will collapse. I mean, it's really collapsed, but it's just going to collapse at a rapid speed. Okay. And I dare say this time, this kind of stuff, like, are you fucking too old for this? Some of you guys are. I'm not just looking at you because you're old. I just happen to be moving there and the sentence stopped at you. But yeah, too old as in too much commitment. Like some of our startups, I mean, they got a fucking wife. I don't mean that, but they have a wife. They have a kid. They got a house. They got a loan for the car and the house and everything else. You got that minimum amount of money you need. If you worked for a while, you had a savings, so you want to experiment with this, fantastic. But the next point I had was no fucking moonlighting. You can quit your job, do your shit, don't fucking work out, fucking go back to your job, lah. Because talent is I'm sure your startup is going to fail because you suck, alright? But the idea is, if you're already at that age and you need that minimum amount to survive, startup is not for you. And it's okay to quit your job and do something. If you want to do it on a part-time basis, okay lah, but if you're making like a fucking paper camera app and that kind of bullshit, fine. But if you want to solve world's crisis and build something, it can't be done. It just fucking can't be done. The idea why you can quit the job and try this out is because you're supposed to fucking do it fast. You fucking just take 3 months, 100 days. You fucking fail as much as you can, pivot it. If you can't do fucking salvage, then fuck it, like, it doesn't work, and then just go back to your job. But you just try to do this slowly for the rest of the 6 months, your life sucks because you say, at night I can't sleep, I have to build a startup. You fucking complain on Facebook, you're going to unfriend you for fucking 12 months, and both sides you fucking lose. So that's why it's all about the fucking speed. If you just fucking did it fast enough, you just did it very fast enough, it's okay. Either you fail, and you're not supposed to do it, it's fast, or you go to the next level. And then at least you validate it faster to get to the next level, that's all. And then finally it comes to the money. A lot of these people are always damn fucking antsy that's why the startups are like, oh fucking VC, I don't want your money. Well, we fucking don't want you if you even talk like that. We'll never fucking fund you if you basically have attitudes like that. But the money is sometimes fucking needed. Like, why did Job Street basically fucking sell? Maybe they need the money to go to the next level. That's the whole idea. You want to get to the fucking next level, you need the money. Unless you're so bloody profitable. But if you're so profitable and you want to use your own money, you're the most stupidest fucking businessman ever. Look at all the fucking rich people out there. You think they put cash down to buy everything? They only do that to evade taxes. But if they can, they fucking take loans for every single thing. Because the interest to pay back the shit is so fucking stupid in this country right now. To take personal loans at 3.9%. If you're not fucking taking loans to fund your own startup, you're a bunch of fucking morons. This is the best time to fucking take a loan to basically fund your own stuff. But if you don't, because you're really telling yourself you don't believe yourself to basically be able to basically make the money back or raise more funding itself. You just validated your own idea that you suck. Okay? But the main thing is you need the money to get to the next level. You need the money to hire the best engineers itself. You need the money to get the new CEOs to basically take you to the next level, get the basic equipment and stuff like that. So when you get money, you have to get shit done. If you're not the type to get shit done, that's why most of them don't go to VCs, because you know we're going to put our foot in your ass. And we don't want people like you to be so like, oh, VC, take my money, take my shares. Well, fucking yeah, because we're going to give you all the connections. And when a VC comes back, I only get the money back when you exit, right? So isn't it going to be my vested interest now to fucking make sure you go all the way so I get my money back? Wouldn't you want someone like that on your fucking team? Right? So you got to ask yourself, don't just take the money because of that. Take the money because you need to get what the money is for. If you're still poor, so stop sipping on fucking but don't fucking buy a beef at home. That's fucking $700 is sitting on there. Okay? So the idea is build it first and build it cheap. And it's cheap these days to build MVPs itself. Go for the Amazon session. The Azumi here, he basically hosts some of the Amazon events. They show you how to build shit really fast on Amazon itself. And we really work closely with Amazon for stuff like that. Okay? So in short, if you fucking have to remember anything, just remember this. Build something, fucking ask them. And they'll tell you whether they want it or not. Don't think everything is in your head and you don't want to share. If you don't share with people, that's the downfall of startups. Okay? So I can give away freebies also, right? Right. This is an event we run around Southeast Asia. It's called Mobile Developer Day. So we've come a cycle and we're doing it now in KL on the, oh fuck, I didn't put a date up there. Great. The 30th of October. It's a paid event, but you know, I'm not fucking government, so I'll give away 25 fucking tickets free. First come, first serve. Send an email to this girl, Renee, and just code kickstart in the subject, and you get in. So it's a whole day. It's meant for more of the beginners. So if you're just getting into tech and you want to know what's out there, we talk about the latest programming on Swift. So we've got some of the top guys that do Swift locally itself. These are all local speakers. We've got stuff on Android Wear. We've got stuff on Android development. We've got some Google Glass stuff. There's a little bit of traction, how to build stuff really fast and get it out to the market. So little talks about every single thing throughout the whole day. On the 31st is the workshop, which is hands-on, but I'm giving you seats for the conference itself. So that happens then. And then if you are at an ideal stage and you want to go to our Alpha Startups program, we have one coming up in November. But we're going to do something a little bit different with this. This Alpha Startups, it's skewed towards OTT solutions, over-the-top solutions. So if you are thinking of building something that's going to be distributed via telcos, this is going to be something that we're going to focus on. We've got people from telecom coming into this to give you access to everything, the secrets they have at the back scenes. And we've got some telcos around the region that will be coming in for this also. From a product or technical perspective to build a telco solution, they will tell you what works, what doesn't work, to sell it back to them. So if you have an idea, we'll only take about 35 slots maximum. You can basically log on to their website and apply. And that's what Lead Ventures is. We're a venture firm, we invest. We have a program called Lead Accelerator, and Lead Accelerator is not a fucking incubator. Thank you very much.
Okay, stay there still. Yeah, we'll do some Q&A.